I see you two all the time. You're thick as thieves, you are.
It's good having you back. The place wasn't the same without you.
Lord, it's a miracle!
Welcome in, everyone, to Barely Educated, the podcast by Bears fans, for Bears fans. Episode, I believe, 201.
201.
I quit saying them at some point, but that one seems worth mentioning. Somehow we've done this that many times. So, I am Mark, joined by Chris. As usual, this time of year, it's been a hot minute, blah, blah, blah. Normal excuses that we always reference, blah, blah, blah. Chris, how are you?
Doing good. Busy summer with some work responsibilities changing. I will be a department chair like yourself once the fall gets going.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Thoughts and prayers to both of us, everyone.
Yeah, so doing the...
Do you get like a sack lunch and a couple nickels? Is that your compensation?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a sticker, maybe, like a star sticker, like we used to get in Sunday school.
Did you guys ever go to Sunday school?
Back in the day.
It's a job somebody's got to do. It's nice to have some influence, but you're also pulled a lot of directions.
Yeah.
So it's for people who are curious. It's got, you take the good with the bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the job overall, I love. Chairing has its good days and bad, far more than prof, which is pretty much always good.
Yeah, and it was
I'm
kind
just
of...
gonna warn you there.
No, thank you. Yeah, it was.
But it does prove the admins like you, so there's that, which is nice in our world.
Yeah, true. And it was, yeah. That's what I came away with. It was like, well, I guess the admins think I'm trustworthy or something. So clearly, they've never heard the pod.
Yeah, let's make sure we keep it up official channels.
That's right. It's also been the summer of weddings. I've had so many students get married. Every Saturday in July, there was a...
it's July now.
Or excuse me, of June. Oh.
There's been a Saturday in July.
There's the effect of my summer already.
Yeah.
Every Saturday in June, I had a student wedding, which is kind of cool, But man,
again, you must be very well liked after all.
I know. How about it?
I've got one for a student first weekend of August.
Cool.
Gonna drive to Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, it's summer. Take care of the kids while my wife does summer school in June.
Cool.
And it's always fun, but it's always like you're always on, like they're 8, 10, and 12. So it's getting to where there's less of the whole like 24/7 needs. But it's just hard to be like, I can definitely have an hour of quiet, so it's just like, what's going on in June that we have to definitely talk about? I'll tell you what.
Okay.
If it ever happens, Chris, shovels in the ground for a stadium would qualify. But I don't want to lead with the stadium. I know we're going to get there.
Okay, sounds good.
Anyway, we never did a draft recap because we're an embarrassment to podcasters everywhere. Or we just don't spam you with a bunch of crap when there's not much to say. If it wasn't end of semester, we would have done it that week.
Yes.
And then it just gets away from us. But really, the problem I think I have sometimes with the content everywhere now is some shows still manage to have guests and have things to say. That's not us because we don't really get guests as us small timers who don't have, the wherewithal to pay a couple $100 for somebody to talk to us for 30 minutes. Right. And then you go, okay, well, what are they? I've heard all this 25 times. I don't need another breakdown of how good a year Ben Johnson had, although I love it. It's just like, I don't want to be a pod that just spams people. So let's talk draft. Then kind of bring the offseason together, and then we can do some stadium stuff. Because at some point, you can't just ignore it either.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of us are sick of the topic. So this is your time to shine, Chris.
Okay.
This is your moment of redemption. I know my people want me to ask you this question.
Oh boy.
So this is for Cousin Nate, who I'm sure will enjoy this. And I guarantee you Buddy Brian wants to know.
Buddy Brian.
And let's go ahead and add former student Tim to it.
Former student Tim.
Who
I'm back.
did the Bears draft in the second round in the 2026 NFL draft?
Uh...
That's the one that just happened.
Dang. Oh, okay. All right, drum roll, please. Brrr. The Bears have center from Iowa, Logan Jones, and another tight end. We can talk about that too. Sam Roush from Stanford. Those were the 2 second-round picks. Logan Jones, center,
False.
and Sam Roush, tight end. False.
You suck, Chris.
Logan Jones was the 2nd-round pick. Sam Roush was a trade down and picked in the 3rd.
Oh. I won't lie. I have it looked up here on my phone. It says round 2, number 60, Sam Roush here.
Pretty sure they traded down.
Interesting. Well, Logan Jones for sure. A center. They finally took a center. And drafting a center after they signed or traded for.
Never mind. They did trade. They traded back down to get Thomas. So yeah, Sam Roush. Well, at least that's what the AI says. Not that's funny. And the AI and other sites do differ.
Interesting.
No,
I'm looking at
the AI is wrong. Roush was a trade down, and he was picked at 669.
Nice.
Oh, the AI is wrong. Oh.
The AI is wrong. I was right. Never trust the robot over yourself.
Never.
There's the lesson. Hang up. That's the end of the pod. We peaked.
Thanks for listening, everyone. All right, so Logan Jones, center from Iowa, was the Bears' 2nd-round pick.
And then Sam Roush, pop quiz. Soon to be relevant. Where did Sam Roush play his high school football?
His high school football.
At least his last year. I don't know, some of these guys bounce around because they're good,
Ooh.
They go to a couple places that are private.
I have
Lipscomb
no idea.
Academy, buddy.
Oh, really? Wow. So do you have a live scouting report then?
No, I've been asking anyone if they know him. They're like, oh, it's a great family, but they don't actually know him very well so far. But we're going to get there.
Okay.
This is now the pod goal, to have someone with some actual info on the new Bears 3rd tight end, which is totally going to matter because Ben Johnson's going to play an absolute crap ton of 13 personnel this year.
Yeah.
This pick is also funny because it's one of a couple picks for the Bears, actually, that was traded like 5 times over the last year or two. And I think we finally put the Carolina #1 pick trade to bed with this, because this was one of the returns for DJ, right?
I
That
believe
second
so.
rounder, but then they moved that 2nd round down to the 3rd to pick him. Ultimately, though, and they finally, I think that closes the book on the comedy that is the final tally of the DJ Moore trade.
That is nuts. Did the Bears still win that trade?
Most emphatically.
Even got a couple years out of DJ Moore, which is
So,
so
like, the
funny,
full
too.
list is almost impossible to actually do, because it's they got young. The Bears got Darnell Wright, Caleb Williams, Torrey Taylor, Luther Burden, 3 years of DJ Moore, and then Sam Roush. And I think, was there one more pick that matters in this because they traded down to pick Roush? What did they get when they traded down to pick Sam Roush? That I don't remember.
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty stupidly good at remembering the dumb details about some of this stuff, but that I don't remember. But I think that closes the book.
For real. For real, for real. Yes.
And I mean, it was 3 years of DJ, 2 of which he played at a very high level. The 3rd, where his performance overall tailed off, he gave you some of the great moments in Bears history.
Yes, he
So
did.
he still should get a lot of love from us. And then somehow got traded for a 2nd rounder and then got an extension. I mean, I just think everybody won all around on that. And I still think that. And I just absolutely love that move. And Sam Roush is going to play a lot, actually. So we started with the 3rd rounder for kicks because we were joking around about you getting the picks right.
And I still got it wrong.
Buried the lead. That's okay.
I was
Hey,
looking at it and I still got it wrong.
I like this even better. This is even
Oh,
better.
great.
They're going to have a field day with this.
I deserve it.
And totally buried the lead, which is Dylan Thieneman
Thieneman.
falling to 25. Man, nothing breaks better in an organization's trying to build a roster than a successful tank like they were able to do, and then Carolina is the worst team, right? That was amazing. And then the next one is somebody that should go 10 to whatever, I don't know, 10 picks higher, 7 picks higher, whatever, falling right into your lap, and you don't have to trade up or use a single asset to get a guy that you plug in right away.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, this guy's a stud. Yeah, it's not a position of uber value traditionally, but I'm not so sure the league still works with the same rules on some of that. It changes so fast. The versatility that they can run on the back end, the speed, they're just so much faster. And he's another guy that fits that. It's just fantastic. And everybody and their mother was mocking him to Minnesota.
Mm.
And he just falls into the Bears' lap. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. And sure enough, they just sprint and pick him. And it's just nice to have people in the building who do the smart, obvious thing from time to time. We can get Joe Tooney for a 4th. Done.
Boy,
Foles
that's
has plenty of fails, but he's got some big time wins
Yeah,
on the transaction record. And I think Dylan Thieneman's going to go down as a win too. There's nothing wrong with his game at all.
yeah. And there's some speedy wide receivers in the division that
tight
demand
ends.
more speed. And tight ends, yeah, that demand more
Safeties,
speed in the secondary.
As
yeah.
they get more tight end heavy, safety's value is going to go up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, what do you make of what Ryan Poles said? Because it was sort of along the lines of what you were saying at one point a couple shows ago, in terms of
So like 2 years ago.
yeah, whenever, however long ago the last, the idea that getting better secondary will actually help your pass rush, and the way Poles put it was maybe the quarterback holds the ball a little longer, and he took some heat for that. But,
right, and I think it is backwards traditionally. Again, like it's all about whether you are going with the time-honored views of this league or trying to keep up with the trends.
Yeah.
And time-honored has real value. I'm not trying to knock that.
Sure.
But my point, if I remember, at least my point as we see here today, then is also the cost of acquiring the premier edge rusher is so steep that you have to know your window is wide open, and you have to know it's Super Bowl contender. Like the Rams go out and get Myles Garrett.
Ugh.
They're unreal as a roster right now.
Yeah.
As long as Stafford's back holds up.
Mm.
The Bears are definitely in a winning window with Caleb and Ben, but are they, oh no, we got to do it right this second. Let's give up 3 firsts, or let's give up 2 firsts and a really good young edge rusher. They don't have anyone even close to as good as Jared Verse to give up on
Right.
a trade like that. That's not Austin Booker. Jared Verse is much better.
Right.
Much more complete. He's proven it in his first 2 years, quite obviously, as an ascending, one of the best young defensive players in the league, frankly. And so that's a steep price to pay. We've all been excited for Myles Garrett, but the Bears version of that is probably 3 picks.
Mm.
Now I'm like, man, what if it doesn't work? So you have to figure out into this question's answer. You have to figure in the cost to acquire these guys. And they were definitely interested in Max Crosby. But I said a few times, I wouldn't give up 2 firsts for him.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not interested in Trey Hendrickson anywhere that we saw. They probably want to pay 30 whatever million. These guys are getting 30 plus million now on the free agent market. And their hands were tied by their moves last year. And you can certainly fault Poles for Grady Jarrett, who doesn't really look like he'll ever be 100%, if we're honest.
Yep.
And Dio for sure was like, we're going to pay for a potential projection that we're making. And then he gets hurt. That's a terrible signing as we sit here right now. And you just hope that motivated Dio meme is actually like something happens with him. He plays better. It'll come across to me as a bit lucky if he does. Now, if they hadn't done those, they might have had the money to make a big splash there. But so I think when you come right down to it, and Poles didn't necessarily word it this way, but when you're going, I want to make my team better. How do I help my pass rush? in parentheses, because he can't say it, with the resources I have right now based on what I've did in the last 2 years, oh, it's going to be getting better on the secondary. You see what I mean?
Yep, I do.
He tied his own hands. This is not like a compliment to him. It's a problem. But for this offseason, I feel like I'm one of the fans that's in the camp. There's not very many of us that says, yeah, I get it. They couldn't go make a big splash. I mean, did you want to give $30 million to a guy whose highest sack total is 8 a season, right? That's Phillips, who's now in
Nope.
Carolina.
No
I think
way.
it's 8. It's just like at some point the market is crazy, and this is becoming a position where you better just draft the guy. Okay, so why did you draft the safety then? Because the edge rushers at 25 aren't as good as the safeties. at 25.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like at some point, that's just the math.
Yeah.
So
And-
do I wish they had come away with an edge rusher in the top bit of the draft somewhere, first 2 rounds? In an ideal world, sure. Am I mad they picked center and safety? Not at all, based on the way the draft went and based on the fact that these weren't considered high-end edge rushers. It wasn't a super deep draft that way.
Mhm.
Logan Jones is probably a lot better chance to be a 10-year starter than whatever edge rusher they could have drafted there. But they still have this flaw with the roster that's probably going to be fatal eventually, that they aren't going to get enough pressure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it still feels like that's where the season is going to be like, dang, this is still the thing we are missing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that they didn't just, because a lot of fans and a lot of the discussion I heard online and stuff was, they didn't address the edge position at all. Well, I don't want them to address it just to address it. You know.
They did actually address it with a few like low cost upside plays.
Yeah, but
The problem is Dio was a high cost upside play.
Right. Yeah, and the fact that you don't want to reach in the draft just so you can say, look, well, we drafted an edge in the first round. You know, I'm glad they didn't do that, and I'm glad that Thieneman is going to be a much better safety than any edge that they could have gotten, or maybe any other position player at that spot in the draft. So yeah,
I mean, he's really, really top of the board where they picked him.
and he grew up a Bears fan, I believe, my friend. There was a picture of...
He's a fun player. Like
Yeah.
if you watch his tape, I mean, it's a safety. I'm not going to lie to you and act like I've sat there and watched a bunch of tape of him like I do some of the QBs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still think it's a QB league. At the end of the day, coach and QB are still the most important. And oh, hey, the Bears are pretty much good there. What the heck? All right, we're still not talking about the most important thing when we're mad about the D-line. Guys, we have spent our whole lives having a good defense and no offense. I refuse to sit in this chair behind this mic and get mad that they picked a center when the coach loves him some cerebral centers,
Mm-hmm.
and the coach is brought in to run a good offense, and the coach is like, we trust Ben. Everyone's like, we trust Ben. And the coach is like, I'm going to make practice tough. We're going to be totally physical, intimidating. We're also going to score a lot. We're not going to be like this run and shoot team that can't grind you down to dust too. I need a good center. And then go, how dare they pick a center? No, I want them to load up on what Ben Johnson wants.
Absolutely.
I'm not here for the consternation about the defense. It's worse than the offense. Good.
Has to be.
Fine by me.
Mm-hmm. Has
Seattle,
to be these days.
had a great defense. They have a great defensive head coach. It's an anomaly. If you have to pick, the 2 or 3 examples over the last 20 years to make your point, then
Right.
I think it doesn't work as well as you think it works. And I'll still take building the offense, especially since you're doing it in a way that is still giving you a tough identity.
Hmm.
Ben has been awesome. If Ben wants a center, second round, he gets a center in the second round. Now, Logan Jones breaks one of my little rules. He's a little older than I'd like the prospect to be. But ultimately, there's another context here that we would be very much remiss if we didn't mention.
Yes.
They need a center because no one really knows if Garrett Bradbury is going to make it work in this offense, though he's a good, steady veteran. He's not great. And when Drew Dahlman retired, they had to do something major to pivot. And so they have now really cleverly grabbed a veteran and a young player who's supposed to be one of the better ones in the draft, the best one in the draft, from Center University.
Center, Iowa. Yeah, that
Iowa.
is.
I mean, come on. It's like the tight ends and the O-line, right? Get them in Iowa and you'll be happy. Or get them from Iowa. I mean,
Big farm boys over there. Yep.
Egypt just won in a shootout. Go Egypt.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't think there's much to quibble with about the draft. At first, it seemed like they were getting too cute with some of the picks. I mean, Xavier and Thomas had everybody upset. And then did you see the mini camp and OTA stuff? They're like, oh, this guy can fly. And he had like a couple deep routes that basically are TDs in a real scenario, and you're like, he's another weapon for Ben.
Yeah, and a different kind of weapon because they didn't really have that guy last year.
Burton's close, but Burton's more like polished as a receiver still too. I mean, he's going to be vying for Rome in Loveland with the most targets. But Thomas is like pure speed.
Yeah.
He's also going to be returning kicks and
Okay.
punts, I think. Okay, so
All
now
right.
how many of those do you get in a normal game?
Well, kicks you're getting maybe one, just because of the new rules.
And then however many TDs you give up.
Yep.
But actually returning it, maybe one. Yeah. But
Mhm.
punts 3 or 4, unless your
Yep.
defense is crap again, which they might be. Point is, for a late third round pick, if he gets, say, 4 touches and 3 touches on special teams and 1 or 2 on offense, I mean, I don't think that's all that problematic.
Mhm. No, I agree.
Again, if Ben wants a weapon, give Ben a weapon.
Give Ben a weapon. Give him what he needs.
You know, they picked him an guy in the 7th. That worked out. Loveland
Sure
was
did.
an awesome pick last year. Maybe I'm still in the honeymoon, but the guy just won the division for us. They picked a bunch of players on offense that were outside the box last year, and they were all pretty good,
Mhm.
right? And then the defensive ones have been a problem. So if they want to go surefire, should be can't miss starter, defensive player, and then center and wide receiver after center and third tight end and wide receiver, knock yourself out, Ben.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sam Roush can play a lot too.
Yeah, and what does that do or say about Cole Kmet in your mind?
Next to nothing.
Okay.
The Rams led the league in touchdowns out of 13 personnel with like 17. So for people who don't know what that means, the one in that is the amount of running backs. It's almost always a 1. And then the second digit is the amount of tight ends. So 13 means 1 running back, 3 tight ends. 11 is 1 running back, 1 tight end, etc. And then the receivers fill out their skill positions. So the Rams basically just took the league by storm with it last year. You know, Sean McVay, the other young offensive genius.
Yep.
And the Bears were second in that stat. But they only had 4 TDs. And they brought the dude in from the Dolphins. What was that backup tight end's name?
I can't
He
remember.
stunk. Except for hilariously, he was the one guy who could catch the sliding out of bounds Caleb on the run throw. I was like, he's the one who catches it finally. It was crap, make me laugh. But that was a need that Ben observed and wanted to hit in the draft does not surprise me at all. And if Roush develops, now they could end up in a scenario where Kmet isn't a Bear for more than a year or 2 just because of price. But they also just extended him. So to answer your question, I don't think it means anything for the next year.
Okay.
And then we'll see. And it doesn't means nothing for Loveland. He's tight end 1 for 10 years.
Yes. Yeah, he's the Bears' best weapon, right? Like other than Caleb on offense. Yeah.
Well, he's the consistent one.
They
are potentially totally loaded with young talent. When do we ever say that?
It's been a while.
And I don't know if they're going to win the division again and win 11 games. I think they could be a game or 2 less in the record, but be actually a better, more complete team. And that we're all excited because last year and we're like maybe getting out in front of our skis, but the future is bright. This is looking like it's built for the long haul pretty well. They got the glaring hole at edge rusher and left tackle to an extent. Although if Braxton is healthier, he was a league average tackle before the injury. Now, you want to do better than that at some point at that position.
Yes,
He's playing by Joe
you
Tooney now.
Yeah.
Like, I think we want Braxton Jones to win that competition in a landslide at camp.
That would be ideal, yes.
He's been an okay starter. And he was clearly not himself last year. They were talking about it on Hogan Johns, like at camp, you could tell, you know, no pads, especially those days, where like one leg was skinnier than the other because of the strength problem from the injury. Like it was like he was rehabbing and tried to come back too soon, maybe, and just like let's give him a shot. Again, you don't usually get a chance at those guys unless you draft them.
Mm-hmm.
See also Darnell, right? Right. There's a lot of good young players on this offense, and like maybe they take a step back in their record, but I really don't think this is going to be like a flash in the pan like 2018 was.
No, I totally agree because that was all in the defense was the strength of that team.
And the coach is just too good, too smart, too determined.
Mm-hmm. And we even in 2018 we started to see decline of the offense from like halfway point of the season
Right,
on.
when the gimmicks got solved.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, from then on it was really that oh gosh, that defense was so good, especially in turnovers. They just forced and took the ball away so many times, and
Mac was so much fun.
yeah.
But you know what? Mac was fun for pretty much just that
Yeah.
year.
It's true. It's
And
true.
I love Mac still for that year. But like that's just it. Like that process wasn't actually very good. Because then you had no first round picks. And the biggest difference though is they didn't have the QB and they thought they had the QB.
Right.
So if you want to get aggressive this year, and Caleb really proves it, knock yourself out. Caleb Williams has had an interesting offseason on the Madden cover.
Yeah. I don't
And of course forced the gamer in me to buy it.
Oh, nice.
I'll report back some other time. It's not out yet. I could resist this. Avery wouldn't have let me. She's like, Dad, why aren't we playing Madden? As soon as it was out. Caleb's on the cover. Come on. So, yeah, the Bears QB is a star.
Yeah, he sure
And we
is.
still don't know how good he's going to be, and we still have a couple big time things to clean up, which I think he'll attack just like he did the sacks last year.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited to see what he's got this year. Another year with Ben, and I'll just leave it at this for the offseason stuff, and we'll turn to the stadium. This team's path to improvement has always been year 2 with Ben for a bunch of second and third year players. The path to improvement was never going to be, they led the league in sacks now.
Yes.
No, it's going to be they are putting up a ton of points because they know the offense better and he's adding more to it every week. And Caleb, above all else, is comfortable with it and kicking butt. If that stuff happens, they will be really good again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more fun in the long run, but it doesn't get everybody all excited in April.
It's
being built, guys. They're going to be good, and it's actually sustainable.
Yeah, that's a good thing to remind everyone is that this is a long haul build that is going to be sustainable as long as Caleb stays healthy. Sustainable for a long time, like a decade.
We have not had this kind of QB talent in my lifetime.
No.
Cutler had the arm, but he didn't do the rest of it. And he sure as heck didn't want to lead.
He did not.
It's funny in hindsight for that, but it's like at the time, probably not great.
Yeah.
We all defended it, but probably not great. And your quarterback to be that way. So if all this sounds like a rambling homer, that's fine. I now give you the stadium conversation.
Oh boy, let's do this.
Same old Bears.
I think my favorite fact in all of this is that they bought the Arlington Heights land 5 years ago now.
The Bills started their stadium saga a year later, and it's done.
Yeah.
And the Bears hasn't started to be built.
They have no shovel in the ground yet. 5 years later. That's just amazing. That's an incredible amount of incompetence at the top of your organization.
It really is. And I think maybe that leads me to a question for you. Who do you blame more? The Illinois state government, Chicago government, or the Bears brass and Kevin Warren?
I blame Kevin Warren more because he's the one who, when he came in, all of a sudden there was an idea for, we're still going to build downtown Chicago on the lakefront. Here's the plan.
I will never forget the day the renders came out.
Yes. That weird.
And everyone goes, where are we parking? It's like it had no chance at all.
Yes. So, and the fact that they, like I said, they already had the land. The land was there. It's just waiting. And then all of a sudden, oh well, Hammond, Indiana is interested, and then back to Illinois in terms of what can we get in terms of infrastructure, blah 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 blah. So I don't. I put it all on, or most of it on Kevin Warren. In Illinois, Illinois government just kind of waiting for Warren to, I don't know, maybe be more serious about it. Because there was that story a couple weeks ago when the board voted to proceed with Indiana, and then later that day, a Chicago lawmaker had said that Warren contacted him and said, "But we're still looking forward to negotiating with Illinois." Like, what? What is going on here? Does he even know what he's doing? So that's where I land on that. I land on this as a Kevin Warren mostly thing.
Okay. I mean, I definitely blame Kevin Warren quite a bit. Now, I will say this is the kind of pod discussion point that we really need an expert on the Illinois legislature. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to understand all the ins and outs of the chaos that is Illinois politics and how Chicago might be causing trouble for the Arlington Heights idea because they'd rather them go to Indiana than Arlington and all these little nefarious wrinkles.
Interesting.
I don't
Okay.
know.
I didn't think
Nor
of
am
that.
I going to pretend that I can keep straight all the sequence of events at this point, which is basically a deep dive journalistic level article that will be written before you know it, whenever it finally is over. And it's going to go Indiana, Illinois, Indiana, Illinois. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's so back and forth. So it reads like a lot of leverage plays to me with Indiana. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I do think Kevin Warren should get quite a bit of it because he's always come off as super fake to me.
Yes.
And it seems like a lot of the people in the Illinois side of things, or on the Illinois side of things, don't particularly like him,
Yeah.
which is rough when you're doing big time business. And I mean, I know you don't have to like the people you do business with, fine, but I don't think he's done himself any favors with how he's gone about this. Beyond that, I think there's been some really dumb things on the score, for example, the midday show, which is basically horrible. And blaming the Bears for buying Arlington when there were no other bidders. And I'm like, I know for a fact that there is a dude on Hogan Johns who follows the government in the state, that level, that stuff, Brendan Miller, who talks about how there were multiple bids on that part.
Interesting.
I think it was
Okay.
Brendan Miller. There's been a bunch of people that have been like, what? No, there were plenty of bids. Like they are just flat out spreading misinformation. So the problem
That's
wasn't
disappointing.
buying that property when they bought it. It was that they didn't bring in a president who went rogue, flirted with the city for a year for some reason. It doesn't seem like anybody really trusts Kevin Warren. I mean, I
It
think
does not.
if I was George McCaskey, that would be my fundamental question right now.
Yep. Yep.
And the Indiana stuff, it's a sweet deal. Like if they can figure out the
Bears, yeah.
site and the like soil samples and all the stuff they're running to make sure, like they're giving them a ton of money. The Bears don't have to put up near as much. They're going to have more money to do like pure cash extensions, like the signing bonus parts of extensions. There's ways that could be really good for the product on the field. And everybody's like, oh no, it's the Indiana Bears. It's not the Indiana Bears.
You can't even talk to
sweet
those
deal.
people now. Yeah. Mhm.
No, I have a great story. You're gonna particularly love it. I
Okay.
don't think I've mentioned it on the pod because it would have been just like 6 weeks ago. So yeah, I went to a Jersey Mike's by me,
Oh yes.
my favorite, my local. Walking with my Bears shirt. I got all these stupid interactions with people wearing Bears merch. It just happens
That's
like every
beautiful. Beautiful, my friend.
And guy, he's talking to the guy, to the kid working behind the counter. And he looks at my shirt and does like the thumb point over his shoulder. It's an older guy. He's probably like 65, 70. He's like, that's going to be a piece of memorabilia. See, that's a collector's item right there.
Oh my god.
Because it says Chicago Bears.
Oh
And I
my
go,
gosh.
I figured it out right away. I was like, they're not going to be the Indiana Bears. He's like, they're going to move there. Looks like. I'm like, even if they do, they won't be the Indiana Bears. And he goes, oh yeah, why not? I'm like, well, ask yourself this. Is it the New Jersey Giants or the New York Giants? And I just
Mhm.
went down the list, and the kid behind the cash register was like laughing.
Mhm.
Okay. And the guy was friendly. He was totally friendly banner. He wasn't trying to give me grief. It was just, an old guy making conversation and, picking at me a little bit, but I you know, explained how it wasn't correct, right? And we all had a laugh. It wasn't like heated at all. Very friendly.
Sure.
I placed my order, go get rung up. The dude behind the register doesn't charge me. And he goes, "Man, you cooked him." He just gives me everything for free.
Wow.
So the beloved handing out jersey mics to their fans
That's beautiful.
through their stadium saga. So I believe that means that so far, I am the only person who has profited off the Chicago Bears stadium saga
Nicely
to
done.
the tune of one free sub.
Worth it.
Yeah, there you go. Because it's Jersey Mike's. But all kidding aside, the Jersey Mike's thing is funny because I'm at a Jersey Mike's in Nashville area, but I digress.
It's amazing.
Do you care where the stadium is? Like, do you still have a dog in the fight? I've gotten to where I'm so exhausted by it, but I'm just curious. What do you want them to actually do?
Only in the most shallow, meatball-y part of me is there a flicker of, man, I wish they could find a way to stay in Chicago, the city of Chicago.
That would be sweet, but
Other than
Like a
that,
hype train.
no. Yeah, other than that, no. Arlington Heights, fine. Hammond, Indiana, fine. Either way, I'm watching on my TV in
Yeah, pretty much,
Newton,
right.
Kansas. So, yeah, or a sports bar in Wichita, or something like that. Or,
yeah, sure.
or a sports bar in Chicago, like I did
Right.
weeks.
I vote for Hammond. It's an hour closer to me here in Tennessee.
There
I
you
actually
go.
looked it up. It's actually an hour closer.
Well, and the thing is, here's another thing. They're still going to have their offices and facility in Lake Forest.
At least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
The stadium won't be done for it.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. And I don't know if you listen to Bernstein's new podcast, but he said Caleb Williams still probably plays his career in Soldier Field. Because they're
How long does he think it takes to build a stadium?
well, just because there's been no progress at this.
Okay, if it's a joke, that's funny. But I mean, he'll eventually be part of moving the new stadium. if
But
it
even-
continues
but
to
even-
be good.
even if it's a 3-year deal, let's say it fast tracks now and goes into 3 years, that would be Caleb's fifth, sixth year.
Yeah, he's
in the league?
playing his second year of his extension that they gave him before he got to the 5th year.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They'll give him one soon.
yeah.
I mean,
But
I don't listen to that pod because Matt Abaticola drives me up the wall.
he's definitely the weak spot, and he tries to find things to get upset about, and I'm like, okay, just get over with. Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine. I'm sure
He's like the
fine.
Chris Teichler of that pod, the one
No,
that
you're
holds it
agreeable
back.
and fun.
Okay, thanks.
My official vote is build an awesome stadium somewhere, and I don't care where anymore. Go to Des Moines. I don't care. Just make it awesome, make a ton of money, and make even better decisions with your roster.
Yeah,
Not that I think they're cheap. I hate that narrative too, but having more cash on hand can't hurt the team.
right.
And I just want it to be awesome and not a knockoff of like the Raiders or something. I didn't like the render even without the parking lot jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And just get on with it already.
Yeah,
I think really
it's been like-
almost everybody's there at that point. Even people who are like, no, it's got to be in whichever place. They're all like, yeah, but hurry up. So
It's been
I
long
think
enough.
that's pretty much unanimous. So my last thought or point, I am taking the kids and the missus to the Bears Titans preseason game.
Oh, fun!
And they're doing a joint practice with them. I'm trying to figure out, is that worth trying to get a couple tickets to, or how much are those? Like, I don't even know how that part works. But we'll be at the preseason game.
Nice.
Remote pod.
Yeah, for real. Send us some live footage. Yeah, we'll put
you
it And have Avery put together a nice video of there, because
she's better at it anyway.
yeah, of course, she really should be.
I was trying to prepare him, like, it's the third preseason. I don't know how much the starters will play.
Mm-hmm.
They played some actually last year. Is Ben going to have the exact same approach? That was the game against the Chiefs, which was an absolute banger of a football game, even with the backups, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Remember Bajan to Jade Walker? That was when he first entered the scene, and my kids were trying to figure out what his dance was. They'll have a great time, period. They are going to have fun no matter what.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
So.
Very nice.
There you go.
Okay, well, should I?
Sir?
I'll wrap this up, and thank you everyone for listening. Thanks for your patience too. It's been just about 2 months, just over 2 months since our last show, and as we get into training camp soon, it opens this month, I believe, end of this month. But we'll start having
3
more.
weeks or something.
Yeah,
4 weeks, whatever.
We'll start having more regular shows and content. And then, before you know it, we'll be back into a regular season. Number 2 with Ben and his offense, and maybe another playoff push for the beloved.
Sweet would that be?
Yes, that'd be nice. So, find us on the socials at bearlyeducated. Email us bearlyeducated@gmail.com. Join our honor roll on our Buy Me a Coffee website, which is buymeacoffee.com/barely_educated. $3 a month gets you a Barely Educated t-shirt. And maybe that'll also get you a free sub at your local Jersey Mike's. Who knows? You never know.
Send your stories.
Yes, please do. So, all right, we'll talk to you down the road. Until then, bear down, my friends.
Caleb Williams.
You're as cold as ice.
I find I'm so excited I can barely sit still or hold a thought in my head.
The Bears.
Bears.
I love the Bears.